Welcome to Algebra 1B. We're going to start the year with Unit 6, picking up exactly where you left off from Algebra 1A. So in Unit 6, you'll notice that there are three standards we're going to cover. The first standard is solving systems of linear equations by graphing. So we're going to take a look at what that scale looks like, and then we're going to cover level 1 in this video. So here's our scale for standard 1 in Unit 6. You'll notice that to earn a level 1, you need to be able to identify a solution from a graphed system of equations. That means that you'll already see something that's been plotted on a graph for you, and you have to figure out what exactly is the solution. Level 2 then says that you have to actually do the graphing, but the equations are already going to be in slope-intercept form for you. Now, level 3 is a little bit different in that you have to get one of these two criteria correct, and it is in addition to the level 2 criteria. And the two criteria are you have to be able to graph to solve a system given one or fewer linear equations in slope-intercept form. So that means that one of the equations is in slope-intercept form and maybe the other one isn't, or maybe they both aren't. Or you have to be able to actually write a system that doesn't have a solution, or a system that doesn't have, and a system that has infinitely many solutions. So if you can do one of these two things, then you earn a 3 as long as you have earned the previous levels. And then finally, level 4, you have to be able to do both of the two things that were listed in level 3, in addition to the two criteria from level 1 and level 2. So let's jump into level 1, which is to be able to identify a solution from a graphed system of equations. We've got a little bit of fill in the blanks here, so I'm going to put the blanks up here already filled in, and then you can take a moment to pause the video and copy it down, and then we'll start again and talk about them. Go ahead and pause the video and copy these blanks down. All right, so what exactly is a system of equations? A system of equations is a group of equations. It's two or more equations, and they all have to have the same variables. So if one equation has x and y, then the other equations will also use those same variables, x and y. Now, a solution to a system of equations is what happens when those lines actually cross. So it is always written as a point. Remember, points are x and then y. And that point has to actually make both of the equations in the system true. Meaning if I were to take and plug in the number for x and plug in the number for y, I would get a true statement, meaning the same number on both sides for all of the equations in the system, okay? Just because it works in one doesn't mean it works in the other, so you have to check them both when you're checking your answers. Let's go ahead and take a look at our level 1 here for our first system. So I have kind of a picture here to help us visualize what's happening with the system of equations. So we are going to identify the solution of the system of equations from the graph below. And you'll see that we have Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, and their lightsabers have actually crossed or formed linear equations. They formed lines. And the solution to that system of equations is the point at which they both cross. So I can see that Darth Vader's equation is right here. Luke Skywalker's equation goes down here, and the point at which they cross is right here. So we need to name that point. Just a reminder, points have parentheses around them. There's a comma in between the two numbers. And we always name the x first. Remember, the x goes left and right. The y goes up and down. So starting from the middle, 0, 0, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left. That means that's negative 4. And then from here, we'll count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And since we went down, that's also negative. So the solution to this system or group of equations is negative 4, negative 5. We've got one more example. So Luke Skywalker's equation is right here when it's graphed. And Darth Vader's equation is formed right here. So the solution would be, where do they cross? They cross directly at this point. And so we've got the x and the y. X doesn't move off of the middle, so it's at 0, parenthesis, remember, comma. And then I count down 1, 2, 3, 4. So 0, negative 4 is my solution. Okay, take a minute before you move on to level 2 to work through the 4 problems on the classwork.